Hello, I'm back again to redo my Prophecy Z2 first impressions video. So far I'm liking it. It seems like a great loader, like I said in the other video. It's nice and small, very low profile. My complaint so far, it's not as easy to take apart as it shows in the videos. You really have to line up the parts. It's much more difficult than when you see in the videos at first. So far, though, if you practice it a little bit, it becomes a smaller problem every time you get it through. Another thing was this, like, it bends down a little bit. I found out it's not the feed neck. It's since the shell sits on top of this, it kind of bends a little bit in here. It's because there's a tray. There's basically a tray in here, and since there's a tray right here, and the feed neck is connected to this, and so when you push on this, it bends the shell down. So it's nothing really big, just feels flimsy, but it's probably not. Here we go. Another complaint is I like the lid a lot, but I have a feeling that it's going to pop open pretty easily. Just magnetic, you just have to touch it and it flips open. When you do it on round stuff, it does not catch very easily, but on edges like this, say, that would pop open. Small complaint, well, don't know if it's going to happen often. Another thing is, when you're running around with this thing, I'll show you, the sound sensitivity is really high, so when you run around with it, you'll hear it wanting to jam a lot. It's kind of annoying. Should almost jack up the sound sensitivity a little bit. I'll show you here. Basically, see, it hiccups when it wants to. It's reading this as an unjam. And stuff like, you can actually get it to do it by itself. You'll see a little orange light come on here when it's trying to unjam. Right there. Gets a little annoying. That's a pretty small complaint, but a little. We kind of wish they bumped up the sound sensitivity a lot. Another thing is, in this shell, since they made this such a low profile, they should have put a block here or something, because when you I noticed that a few balls will stick in the front of the shell, and a few other people have noticed this too. It'll get stuck right here. It'll be between 1 to 4 balls, I think. Another small complaint. Another thing I don't like compared to the Pinocchio is that it's not angled. It's a straight tray, unlike this Pinocchio here. It'll direct the balls like directly into the feeding system, while this one will kind of sit there. So you'll have to tilt it back to get all the balls to drop back out and refill it. So far I like it a lot. Great loader. Haven't used it on the field yet. I just love how super small this is though. Pinocchio, I want to say comparing it to my T2 was kind of useless since the feed neck's not the same. But the Pinocchio would sit about right there, I would think. Yeah. So you do get about an inch or two, maybe an inch and a half of extra of shorterness from the back. From the front, you probably even get more, since the front is quite a big difference. Another thing is that this sits a lot shorter into the feed neck, which is great. I love the shell on this thing. That's the main reason I like this over I would probably choose this over the Pinocchio. It's how much smaller this thing is. This thing is light. I think it's one of the smallest loaders out there right now. I'm pretty sure it beat the Velocity in weight. Not entirely sure, but I'm almost positive, because the Pinocchio was close to Velocity in weight, and pretty sure the Z2 is even lighter than the Pinocchio. Alright, just in comparison, you can see that this amount of V-neck shows compared to the Z2, which has no feed neck showing, and it actually doesn't even sit all the way down, which is complaint or not. Also, I still like the tension on this, so you can just, you always know this is going to be down. To knock this, you're going to have to catch it really hard. Turning it on and off was another complaint. This one, you turn off, it's turn on, it's not going to feed. This one, it's just going to continuously feed, no matter what. I won't be doing drop tests compared against the Pinocchio. Found out it's too hard. There's a little bit of a lag when this starts feeding, but I will do a couple drop tests just to show you how it feeds. It's just a little bit slower than the Pinocchio. I would say maybe about the same speed. I have a feeling that it will still feed over 20 balls per second. So here's it feeding. Not much popcorning. Very smooth feeding system. As you see there, you have to tilt it back to get the rest of the balls out. And I hope you can see that there's one stuck in there, as per the complaint. As you can see, this never turns off. There's an extra one. Here's it feeding from the side. Let me do this real quick. Refill this. If you haven't gotten a paintball hauler or a caddy yet, these are great. If I wasn't being so sloppy right now, you actually do save quite a bit of paint once you get used to it. I wasn't used to it at first and was still dropping a lot of paint, but once I got used to it, it's a great 20 bucks to spend. So here's it from the side, just to see how fast it feeds. Feeds pretty fast. It's a pretty quiet loader actually. Ooh, did we get all of them that time? Yeah, we did. Cool. Here, I'll compare it to the Pinocchio. Maybe you get it some idea. Pretty fast. Maybe I can look at the times and see if the Pinocchio did it faster or not. Oh, I guess I'm not doing the same amount of balls, so it doesn't really matter. But if you listen to this one's much louder. I still love this loader. This is still definitely one of my favorite loaders. As you can see here, I don't have to angle this to get all the balls out. I just have to hold it here, which is what I love about this, and it stops spinning. So, to recap, I feel like the Z2 probably is one of the best loaders out there, due to its shell, mainly, because it's the lowest profile, and it's super light. And it holds 200 rounds yet. This holds 240, but it's pretty large in comparison. Here's the V-neck sizes. It's about half the V-neck, and this is thicker actually. I did have troubles with this V-neck cracking. This is my second shell. So the profile, try to compare these. Try to line these up. As you can see, there's pretty big difference overall. Trying to line these up as best as I can. From what I've seen in the pictures, the Z2 is even smaller than the rotor. Actually, width-wise, the Pinocchio might be a little bit thinner in the back, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little bit of bulge to the Z2 when comparing it this way. So, for one, I still don't believe this is worth $170. I have yet to find a loader that's worth $170. $120, yes, which I paid for, which is a long story. $120, this is worth it. I'd probably pick this over the Pinocchio for $120. But the Pinocchio is a 3-year design. Compared to this is brand new. Pinocchio has been out since 2008, so I'm still a little bit more impressed with this, and I still love the feeding system. The bend sensor. If the Pinocchio took this exact same shell and put this feeding system in there, I'd be so happy. That would be like the best loader for me. So I'll probably be using this, and I might sell this off. I haven't decided yet. I have to use this on the field. So far, what I don't like is just the anti-jam going on and off. That's Pretty big annoyance to me. I think that's about it. So comment, ask me questions. I will be using it this weekend, and I'll probably get another video on it. I will also take a video of it with my GO2 to get a speed estimate. I do not have my GO2 with me right now. It's with my teammate. So I will use that this weekend to get a speed estimate and see if it can feed over 20 balls per second without its reading as a stop. So thanks for watching.